as a trader. From the top, Erwin. All right. So Erwin, congratulations on your certification and on passing the fast start training. So now, as I promised, what we want to do is we want to do the game plan interview. So basically, I want to find out, bro, what are some of the reasons why you're doing this business? Some of the really compelling reasons. Listen, the solar industry, Erwin, is awesome, but it doesn't mean that everything is perfect, right? There's big money in this business, but like we say, we get paid based on the size of the problems that we solve. And in this business, there's going to be issues. There's going to be challenges that you're going to have to solve, right? So not every day is going to be awesome. Now, when we get those big paydays, right? $7,000 deposits, $10,000 deposits, $1,000, $2,000 deposits, those days are awesome. But we have to pay the price for that, right? So anyways, in this industry, not just solar, but just the solar industry, the direct sales industry, there's going to be times that we might not have the best days. And I'll be honest with you. There's times that most people, there's days that they feel like quitting. If you have a strong enough why, Erwin, that's going to keep you in the game. So the first one, I want to get your top 3 whys. Why is it that you want this business to work for you? Why is it that you got started this business? What are you looking to get from it? So what's your first why?
Yeah, first why is time, time freedom.
Okay, great. But so then I will type that in, right? Time freedom, right? And then, but Erwin, I want to dig deep. What are you going to do with that time freedom? Why is it that you want it? Who are you going to spend that time with?
So traveling, spending time with families, that's the most important part for me is being able to not be tied to a 9-to-5 job.
That's what I want. The family, the traveling, being able to not have to be tied to a 9-to-5 job. See, don't be a rookie and just put time freedom. That's a rookie move. That shit ain't pulling no strings, no heartstrings. I want to know what motivates you, bro. Why is it that you're really doing this business? Right? Give me another one, bro.
Yeah, another one is financial freedom. Being able to go to any restaurant, go anywhere, and just put the Amex card and not have to think twice about it. So that's the most important thing too.
Not to look at the right side of the menu.
Yeah, exactly.
I know all about that, bro. Back in the days, I used to look at the right side of the menu instead of the left side. The right side is where the prices are, right? So I know exactly how you feel, right? And this is also a time, guys, that you want to build rapport with your new recruit. You want to build rapport with them. Here's the deal. You want to build rapport with them and you want to make this like a brotherhood, right? Because you want to make this like a family, because people will quit on a business, but it is much harder to quit on a family. This is the culture. That's why when we go to events, notice how our events, everybody's friendly. Everybody's happy, in a good mood. That's a part of the culture. The fact that we sit up front, that we participate, that's a part of the culture. When you create that culture, it's hard for people to leave. So I'm having this conversation with them and I'm relating to them. I'm breaking the ice. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to just be in business with them. I want to build a strong bond, because it will be harder. If he has strong whys and he has a support and he has a strong bond, it's kind of like a tree that every single one of those, you're digging deep roots. A tree with deep roots is much harder to fall than a tree with shallow roots. All right. So anyways, I'm going to get 3 for him, right? And I'm going to dig into what they are. Let's say I'm talking to David Rendon. David Rendon would probably tell me that one of his wives are his kids. He's got 3 daughters and he's got a newborn. Okay. Awesome, David. What are some of the plans? Why is it, what specifically? Well, I want to make sure that I give them the life that I didn't have, bro. What are their names? This isn't for me to just write it down. I want him to say it and to know, damn. Because sometimes people, they don't put thought into their why. Most people don't put thought into their whys. When you bring that up to the surface, they're like, I see. And then listen, this business, if you focus, if you give this a 3 to 5 year run, you can set yourself up. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. And remember this, facts tell, stories sell. You guys hear me say this a million times. So look, here's the thing about stories. Imagine, let's take David, for example. David, you're in a much better position with your solar business than you were a year ago. You actually got deals done. You've got installs done. You got deals on the way to install. The difference between now and a year ago, imagine you compound that shit. Randy just called me right now while we were on the phone, by the way, your teammate. Imagine you compound that for 2 more years, David. You could be in a completely different situation. Completely different situation, right? I just saw my back office right now, and there was 24 installs last week, right? I guarantee you when I started, the numbers didn't look that nice, right? 24 installs, 1,166 total installs in my organization, right? New sellers last week, 23 new sellers last week. So it's, a lot can happen in a very short period of time. So check this out. Let's go back to this. There it is. So in the beginning, even when selling, I'm a big fan of stories. Danny Pesci was talking about stories yesterday. In the beginning, you don't have a story, but you borrow my story. You borrow Erwin's story. You borrow Jonathan's story. And you borrow those stories over and over until guess what? Until you create your story. You guys see how that works? So like, let's say when I was new, there was no story to tell about me not with power. Shit, I never sold a deal before. Anthony sold his first deal before I sold my first deal. Rafael Palomino, another mentor, I recruited both of them. He sold his first deal before I sold my first deal. Okay, just to put, so I had no story to speak of mine, but guess what story I was saying? I was saying Jonathan's story. Hey, when I met Jonathan, for example, I asked him, hey man, how many people on your team? He says about 50. When I started Jonathan, I had about 50 people on his team. I said, how much money did you make last month, if you don't mind me asking? He said, I made about 49,000. And I had to ask him to repeat it again. I said, hold up. I asked the same questions again. How many people on your team? He says 50. I said, okay, got it. How much money did you make last month? He says 50. Almost 50,000. And the reason why that shocked me is because I didn't know, coming from network marketing, that you can make $50,000 with a team of 50 people. Then when I came in, by the way, and I started building, I wasn't a mentor yet. The next month, he tells me, you know how much money I got in the pipeline once it installs? Made over the last month? How much? 150,000. When I came in, I started recruiting. So guess what he started doing? Mentoring a bunch of people's deals. And I couldn't mentor none of them. I was brand new. Know what the hell I was doing. My point is that you use other people's stories to have your story. Hey, this guy JC, this guy Erwin, this guy Jonathan, this guy Lewis, blah, blah, blah. You use other people's story while you create your story. So let's keep going. 3 types of people. So Erwin, whenever we do something like this, there's always 3 kinds of people. And I want to find out where you're at. Sometimes I tell them, I think I got a pretty good idea of where you are at, but I want you to answer. But I want you to answer this question, Erwin, as honest as possible of where you at today. Not where you plan or want to be one day as far as commitment levels, but where you really are today. So there's the first type of person, somebody wants to supplement their income. There's somebody, 1 to 10 hours per week. The next person, somebody wants to replace their income. That takes about 5 to 20 hours per week if you really actually want to replace your income. And then there's somebody who wants financial freedom. This is somebody that today is willing to dedicate no less than 15 hours per day. Excuse me, not per day, 15 hours per week. 15 to 60 or more hours per week. Where would you say, Erwin, that you genuinely are at today?
Yeah, right now I'm in a financial freedom for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. So did you see this blank space? That's where you put the hours that they tell you that they're going to dedicate. Great, Erwin. How many hours are you willing to dedicate to your business per week?
40, 50 hours a week.
Perfect. 40 to 50. You guys see what I'm doing there? Because now, what if this dude tells me financial freedom? Yeah, man, I could dedicate a solid 5 hours per week. Oh, no, brother. That's cool. But we need to bring you down over here because this is realistic. Replace your income. Financial freedom ain't going to be reached with no 5 hours, bro. So it's my job to be real with you. I mean, it could probably happen if you get lucky, but we're not relying on luck. I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities. Where's that from? Anybody? Where's that from? I am a powerful solar professional. I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities. Where's that from?
Her mantra.
Exactly. Our affirmations every single Monday. So this dude can't tell me no 5 hours, 10 hours and expect financial freedom. That would be depending on luck or unrealistic possibilities. So now he tells me, great. How much time? Okay, so anyways, you put the amount of hours there, and it's actually a little bit redundant here. How much time are you willing to dedicate to your business? That's where that goes. Then, okay, great. You pass certification, I check it off. Fast start training. If they're here with me, that means that they already passed a fast start training. Okay, great. By the way, have you gone through the modules, Erwin, on the Team Freedom training, the module 1? How many of those trainings have you completed? Let's say he says completed the first one. Great. I recommend that you, right now you did the most important part, fast start training certification. Let's start contacting some of these people ASAP, getting some utility bills. But I do recommend that, in the beginning of your day, early on, or at the end of the day when you're finishing up, instead of watching some, some TV or something, right? Go ahead and dedicate some time to studying some of them. And you want to finish the trainings on module 1, which is how to get your first time utility bills, solar crash course, etc. Right? Have you made your list of 100 to 200 people, bro?
Yeah, I've made that.
Perfect. Have you called that list? And if you haven't called all of them, how many would you say you've called?
I think I've called like 40 people so far.
Okay, cool. See, now we're getting somewhere. And it depends on your time. See, if you got a really sharp, motivated person and you've got some time, you can meet them at a Panera Bread. Hell, you can meet them at at our office. You guys know that's what our office is for. That's not my office. That's your office. That's our office. So what if you bring a new guy there? Hey, let's meet there. I want to do this game plan with you at the office. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to fire off some phone calls. We're going to ask JC if we could go in the training room and we're going to make some phone calls together. This is what being a good sponsor is. Now, does that mean that you have to go do the phone calls with them to be a good sponsor? No, that's not what I mean. But I'm giving an example. I recommend that you make a list of the top 20 homeowners, top 10 to 25 or more homeowners that you know. Why? Because we're going to call those homeowners with the intention to get their utility bill to get 3 things: interest, bill, appointment. That's one thing I tell new people. Because when I got started, not coming from solar, I was a little bit overwhelmed. Like, fuck, there's a lot to know. I feel like I don't know anything. I even told Bobby, what's up, amigo? Hey, let me finish this. We'll talk in a bit. I even told Bobby, I sent Bobby a text, said, Bobby, I'm a little bit lost, man. I'm a little bit confused. He says, why are you confused? And I said, it's just a lot to know. Then I said, you know what? And I thought to myself, if I want to sell solar, what are the things that I need to target? What is like if I had to break down in 3 things, what do I got to do to get a sale? Well, I got to get the interest of the homeowner naturally, like any other sale. I need their utility bill. And of course, I need more than utility bill, right? I need the name, number, address. That's a given, but the utility bill. And then set an appointment and the mentor will close it. Got it. So get the interest, get the bill, get the appointment. So I tell my new people, it may seem like a lot at first. Here's what you got to remember. Keep it simple. Here's what you need. You need the interest, the bill, and the appointment. Because if not, some of these new people, they get overwhelmed. Fuck, what's a kilowatt hour? And what's a kilowatt? Sounds like the same shit to me, right? What about these electrical panels? How do I know when a house needs an electrical panel or not? Dude, you don't got to worry about that right now. You know when your best training is going to come? From the making of the sales. From the making of the sales. You're going to start to pick up some of this stuff. Right now, let's get you some money. Let's have you earn while you learn. So focus on these 3 things. Get the interest, get the bill, get the appointment. Here's what I say verbatim. And if you could do those 3 things consistently, you can make a ton of money. If you master these 3 steps, get the interest, get the bill, get the appointment, you'll crush it. And then recruit some people along the way to do the same thing. Got it. And then I ask him, are you a part of the Telegram group yet? No. Guess what? What do you think I should do if he tells me no right then and there?
You got to send the invite, right?
Yeah. Let me add you right now. Let me send you the invite so you can get added right there. Okay. That's what you're there. You want, right? That is not only to set their goals, but it's to connect them to the system, right? Connect them to our matrix. This is where you connect them to our matrix, so to speak. Matter of fact, that's probably going to be a term I'm going to use. You got to connect it to the matrix, but this matrix, not the bad one. All right. Then we go. This is very important. This next section. Cool, bro. Now that we already got some goals, you're working on your list, calling your list, whatever the case may be. What other forms of prospecting are you willing to engage in? Door to door, new homeowner list, calling leads, networking groups, other. What is it that you're trying to do? What if Erwin tells me he wants financial freedom, but he just wants to work with his warm market? That's where I'm going to step in and say, brother, that's not realistic. You're going to make more money with strangers than you do with people you know. Your warm market just gets you going. But even a successful realtor, let's say a successful realtor makes $250,000 a year or more. I guarantee he's not doing it with the people on his warm market only. He had to get out there and prospect. Some people will surprise you. Some people will say, I'm going to go door knocking. Oh, shit. I'm going to do this. Get creative. That's where you start to give them examples. I'll give an example. William Portillo. William Portillo couldn't get on today. We talked. But William Portillo, he's door knocking and he's doing his warm market door knocking. I did this with him. He's doing door knocking, warm market, and a booth at a swap meet. I told him, look, if you start promoting, you plug into everything like this, because he's in a position where financially he's a little strapped. I said, how much is a booth and swap meet? $50. Tell you what, I'll pay for that for a month. I pay $200 a month for you to be there. If you go door knocking, like you said, you will do 5 days a week. I know I'm going to get my return on investment, right? He already recruited 2 people on his team. He already has 2 leads in the system, and one of them is signing Friday. His sister already told him I'm signing Friday. My brother Louis pretended. He's got another appointment from door knocking Saturday at 3 that my brother's going to go do as well. He asked me to do it. I said, I can't do it because my voice, if you guys could tell, my voice is messed up. I'm a little bit under the weather. So, by the way, I'm under the weather because on my birthday, I was out and about and it was hot out at the gym. I got in the sauna. I got out into the cold ass environment with no sweater. Then I went out that night to the gym. I drank a little too much and I was at a place with the heaters on. And then, that big thing that's hot. And then my back was getting, anyways, the only reason why I say is because I have a strong immune system, but fuck, it seems like in the last month I got sick twice. So anyways, let's wrap this up. So I find out what are they willing to engage in, right? And you're having a conversation with them. It's your job to let them know if their goals are realistic or not. This is where you're giving them your feedback, right? Then great, let's set some goals, Erwin. I want to find out by when we're going to get your first sale. So I want you and I to be on the same page. And this is going to be a date that you and I are going to put on our calendar. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've made my first sale. This is you talking. I'm so happy and grateful. Erwin says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I made my first sale on, boom. By when are we getting your first sale, Erwin?
We're getting it middle of March. That's my goal.
Perfect. How about March 15th?
That sounds perfect.
Let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. Put it on your calendar, Erwin. Put my first sale done March 15th, and I put it on my calendar. You guys see what I'm doing? So now I'm holding this dude accountable, and I do the same thing. I'm so happy and grateful that I got my first 3 sales to go to tier 2. And I put a date. I'm so happy and grateful now that I became a mentor, and I put a date. And add these to your calendar. So when that shit reminds you, let's say you haven't talked to Erwin since then. Erwin, how's it going, brother? Hey, man, we were supposed to get your first sale by today, bro. But you guys see where I'm going with this? And then once we set those goals, do you have the meeting and training agenda scheduled in your calendar already? If not, please add now. This thing tells you what to do. Mondays, boom. I make sure. Erwin, take out your calendar right now. We're going to put Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific time as a repeat event in your calendar every single. We're going to put it 10 minutes before, 5 to 10 minutes before. Your calendar should remind you to connect with jc.com. So, and if you're a part of my team, which if you're out here, you are, and your teammates are not receiving my text and email blasts about these, you got to contact my assistant. Say, hey, Jessica, could you please add Erwin? Could you please add Justin to the text blast and the email blast system? That way they also receive that. That's a part of our matrix, right? See, I just coined that right now. That's a part of the matrix that gets them connected to the system. Here's the deal. The system, ladies and gentlemen, well, gentlemen, there's no ladies here. The system, we want to brainwash people in a good way, because whatever they've been doing has got them to where they're at. But we know that we have a system and a training and a company that can take them from where they're at to where they want to be. I even in one of my reels on Instagram, I shared this. Long time ago, somebody told me, man, you're being brainwashed in that network marketing company. I said, good. I needed a good brainwash, right? I'd rather be brainwashed by somebody who's successful than somebody who's not successful, right? So we want to connect them into our system. That's why here we have Mondays at 10 a.m. And I let them know Mondays at 5 p.m., the opportunity webinar, Tuesdays team training at 10 a.m. And it's got the links there. You should add this to their calendar. Lastly, make sure that they join Power Pioneers in our Facebook group page. Because we put, statuses there. People could ask questions. Anyways, let me stop recording this. That's what I do. The game plan interview. How long should a game plan interview take? 15, about 20 minutes to 40 minutes. Okay, let me stop recording.